Hold on.
I don't read the newspapers because they all have ugly prints.
Yes, it is time for a brand new episode of Tinfoil Hat. And I am super excited about this one. We're just waiting for our guest to get in, but I want to introduce you to somebody. He was on our podcast with, who are you on with? Oh, you were with Greg Carlwood. He's going to be joining us permanently on the show. He's going to help me with the show. Please welcome Ryan Davis, everybody.
Hello, everyone. How you doing?
Ryan, thanks for doing it. You are one of the people who kind of helped me get into doing this podcast. You kind of suggested I do it and just ran with it. And you know, the cool thing is this really just started out as like Hillary is rigging the primary. And then slowly over time, it has just become crazier and crazier and crazier. And
No argument from me.
Yeah, right? Oh, yeah.
Poor Aaron.
The best part, Aaron, is that he just, even though he's fighting it, we're in his head. He's like, he walks around, he just sees Illuminati symbols everywhere. You were by what, the Scientology building?
Yeah, the new North Hollywood Scientology
Were you
building.
thinking about joining?
No, it's on my commute.
And you just saw all the triangles?
There's 2 triangles right on the logo.
Yep.
Interlocked.
It's so deep, bro.
Yep.
So deep, so deep. Put that ass to sleep, homeboy. Yeah, so he just parked, Ryan. You want to go out there and get it real quick? So we're going to bring in our guest. We're going to find him. Ryan's going to go grab him, and then we're going to get it. Dude, we have a crazy episode for you. We've done a lot of crazy shit on this show, but this one is by far the craziest. I just want to thank everybody who came out to Wisconsin. Dude, a lot of people in Wisconsin said they love Tinfoil Hat.
Well, I mean, they're Bigfoots.
Yeah, in Wisconsin?
No, the people in Wisconsin.
Well,
are
they're
Bigfoots.
wonderful people.
Oh, they're also.
I really enjoyed doing the club. It's called the Skyline Comedy Club. It's a wonderful club. I had a lot of fun. I will be at the Calgary Comedy Cave this weekend. Very excited.
They have Yetis there.
They have Yetis in Calgary.
Yeah.
They also have a guy who died from 6 tons of porn falling on top of him. Do you know that?
No, but that sounds right.
Yeah.
That sounds like that's what would happen.
I do a joke about it. It's like, great name for a band, shitty way to die, huh?
Yeah.
Well, 6 tons of porn. But I'm going to be in Calgary this week, so come get some. And I got a bunch of dates coming out. I'm working on more and more shit. A lot of great stuff. Again, the Diabolical is out available on iTunes. It did really well, went to #1. So get it, 2 hours of power. First hour storytelling. Second hour is me just eating it on stage. Yes!
And not eating stuffed crust pizza,
No, I love stuffed crust.
but not on stage.
You love the stuffed crust, bro. That's all you want to go back is just to your Pizza Hut and your soda, and you're making love missionary style to your wife, just looking into her eyes, trying to make life. Guess what? Too much going on, dude. Too much going on.
There's still good things.
It's so fucking deep. So
I
I'm
forgot
gonna.
while listening to the Beatles.
Oh, you love the Beatles,
Yeah.
even though it's not really Paul McCartney, and you know it.
You know who was the first guy to advertise stuffed crust pizza?
Who?
Ringo Starr, man.
What do you mean?
He used to do the commercials.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't want to
the time has
say.
come.
Listen, I don't want to be rude and say you're a fat guy, but when you know that kind of facts, that's kind of fat
I
guy
just know
facts.
all
That's
sorts of
fat guy
things.
facts. When you know stuffed crust pizza like trivia, you're a wonderful man. I bet you make sweet love. I'd love to watch you and your wife go at it. Just as friendship, and to just give you some techniques, maybe more twerk, how to get more twerk, how to get all that going. I love that. But it's very interesting that you know stuffed crust pizza trivia.
There are so few commercials that Ringo Starr is in. It's hard to forget.
Shit. It's like 2 guys with the same haircut. Here, sit over here. Sit over here. Come around, Shab. Come around, Brandon.
Which
Right here.
right next to him, yeah.
I actually called you Shab. I don't know why. Please welcome to the show. He's from the Bone Zone. A wonderful guy. Loves to correct my grammar on Twitter because I know I'm awful, even though I have been trying to push Twitter to get an edit button, okay? But they won't work with me. Please welcome Brendon Walsh, everybody. How are you, bud?
Hey, great, man.
Welcome to the studio, dude.
Yeah, I'd only been here when they were first opening it.
Yeah,
So.
and now you're back.
Now I'm back, baby. Went to the
Deep.
wrong door.
Now you know. How are you?
I
You've been
know.
writing a lot. You've been doing a lot of stuff like that.
Doing some stuff,
You're
yeah.
in a war with Todd Berry. I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
Seems like it's cutting deep.
Yeah.
You guys are just going at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the new Tupac, Biggie's East Coast, West Coast.
Yep.
Who's winning?
It's hard to say. It depends what you're, depends on how you're keeping score. I don't know.
Hey, where are you going to be? You got any dates coming out? You in LA? You not in LA? You traveling?
I'm in LA. I'm, when does this come out?
This comes out tonight.
Tonight? Holy shit.
Yeah, we turn and burn here, homeboy.
Fresh.
We get in, we get out. Did you guys meet each other?
What am I doing? Met him
Ryan?
outside, yeah.
Yeah.
Doing a show on the 15th. It's a good heroin show.
Oh, good.
That's a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With David
That's in-
David Ross, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
that's,
good guy.
That's in Los Angeles. Then I'll be at the Carnegie Mellon. Carnegie or Carnegie? Carnegie Mellon. Either way, that college in Pittsburgh.
Oh, you
That's,
must crush with the college kids.
It's going to be a
shit show?
nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
But it's, whatever.
They're so entitled
April
now.
21st.
Hey, as long as the check cashes, that's all I care about.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I have some friends who've done the gig. They
How's
said
the
it is.
Bone Zone going?
Great, man. Yeah, lots of crank calls, lots of fun. We'll have you on. You
I'd
should
love
come,
it.
We'll cross-pollinate.
It's been a while. It's
Do
been a
some,
while. So, I started,
I
you
wore
and
the sweatshirt just for you.
Oh, thank you, dude. Are you into the flat Earth at all?
Yeah, dude.
Where is your line with conspiracy stop? Where you go, okay, that's too far.
I mean, there's... I don't know. I mean, I really think, pretty much anything's possible.
And that's my whole
So,
theory, especially
It's
learning
like,
this.
prove to me, you can't prove to me that any of this is real. So, and people will be like, oh, yeah, I could punch you in the face. It's like, well, no, but that doesn't prove anything's real.
Right.
That's like, okay, yeah,
This
it'll
proves
hurt
you're
me
an
in
asshole.
whatever fucking simulation we're in, or
Right.
or like whatever, fever dream I'm having on my deathbed, or whatever, whatever this is. This is, who knows? It could be, I don't know. I mean,
You
the
don't
flat
know
Earth stuff. Hey, who knows? Yeah, whatever. Maybe it is. Maybe it's real. I mean, I think it's a little. I mean, I like going down rabbit holes with any meaty conspiracy, and that's one that I kind of like. I'd already exhausted. I mean, 9/11. I've seen everything.
Yeah, well, we got some
Sandy
stuff for you.
Hook. I've seen everything. Illuminati stuff. I mean, there was just one night, in bed, and I was like, what the hell, what kind of fucking rabbit hole can I go down? This is before Pizzagate. That's my new one.
Oh,
but
we'll get
that's
into
kind
all
of
that.
stalled. And I was just like, oh yeah, flat Earth, like the Hollow Earth stuff. I'd kind of gone down a little bit, and then the flat Earth was, I was kind of just getting more of a kick out of it,
Yeah.
But then there were a couple that I was like, these guys know what they're doing. Like, it's hard. I can't watch, no matter how crazy the conspiracy is, if it's a poorly made video,
Right.
I'm out,
Right,
You gotta,
you need to be good with the editing.
good with the editing, not too wordy. If your fucking fake production company's intro is like too long, I'm like, fuck you,
Yeah,
Fire
turn and
Brim
burn.
Productions or whatever.
Yeah.
In association with Tinfoil Hat Industry, the Fireman, and that DJ Shadow fucking music they play for
Which
every.
is my opening. Real quick. So,
But you have a legitimate. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What's the difference
no, it's
between a
totally
podcast?
cool. I don't
and
give a shit. WikiLeaks. Sorry, what's your thoughts on it?
WikiLeaks?
WikiLeaks. Yeah.
It's the most. They've been right 100% of the time. There's zero bias there. I mean, a good 4 years ago, the right hated WikiLeaks, and now the left hates WikiLeaks.
What is it? Because you live in LA like I do, and it's just so weird how like the smartest people the coolest people people who you're like, these guys are like cultured, they are just buying this like Russian shit hook, line, and sinker. I
Yeah.
mean, I get why Bill Maher does it. I get why John Oliver does it, because someone signs their checks. And that person who signs
Right.
their checks is like, we want you to say this, and if you don't say it, we'll get someone else to fucking say it.
Yeah, and I think that it's, I mean, it depends on how deep in the game you are, too, where it's like, okay, like if you're playing that Republicans and Democrats thing,
Yeah.
then it's like, okay, well, you're playing a fucking game within a reality. Like, it's like they're the same fucking people. So, like, all this, like, left-wing, right-wing shit.
What is more funny, grown people into WrestleMania or grown people into Republicans versus Democrats?
I got to say, I kind of slammed, and I have a lot of friends. It turns out, Twitter really fucking exposed a lot of grown men who are wrestling fans.
Yeah.
And I got to say, I look at them a little differently. Some of them are good friends. I don't know how to say it without sounding like, I think you guys are fucking stupid. I don't think they're stupid, but there's some kind of weird, I don't like it.
Yeah.
And so I did a tweet last night because everybody, I guess there was a WrestleMania.
Yes.
And all the wrestling grown-ups are tweeting, oh, fucking the Undertaker did, oh, shit, oh, no, I can't believe it. Mankind just hit a chair on the... And it's like, listen, I stopped watching that shit when I was 10.
It's unbelievable.
So I tweeted out, next week I'll be live tweeting a Harlem Globetrotters game for any sports fans out there.
It's just so interesting.
It's
And
a
then,
weird, but it's like, you're supposed to stop when you're 10. Like, and because the way there's no irony that they're not into this, ironically, like a Harlem
someone
Globetrotters
explained it
game.
to me the other day. It's drama. It's just
I mean,
drama like you're watching Homeland or something like that. It's like your emotional investment into that is no different than the emotional investment into watching these stories play out. And in that sense,
I guess.
I can understand that.
I mean, I saw the stage set up for the WrestleMania thing, and it's like, oh, okay, like I would love to take some Molly and go to one of those.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of lights, a lot of action, like it's a big event. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, go to a play.
Yeah,
who gives a shit?
My biggest problem, then we'll get into everything, is that when ESPN and Bleacher Report cover it like it's a sporting event, and it's just like, that's not what that is. And that's fine if you need content, but it's like, it's not a real event.
Well, I mean, I guess they're tapped into, they want ratings.
Yeah.
They're not like sports purists. And they see that there's all these Arrested Development 30-year-olds who fucking, love The Undertaker still.
Like, people are so sad. I like Jeff Dye, who I love to death, is like,
He's
this
one of
is
them?
one of the saddest things I've ever. I'm like, come on, homeboy, I love you to death. So let's go
Oh,
around.
because The Undertaker retired
Yeah,
last night?
because
Is that what happened?
he left his hat and gloves in the ring. It's over. I'm like, didn't he retire when Brock Lesnar? I mean, what's going on? So let's go around the horn, and then I got it, dude. We got some great shit. Take a look at this real quick. The Ecuadorian election just happened. This is WikiLeaks. And it was really, like, this affected a lot of shit. So there was a conservative candidate who, his name is, where is it right here? Oh, Lenin, L-E-N-I-N, Lenin Moreno was the liberal versus Guillermo Lasso. Lasso, okay?
Lenin Moreno versus Guillermo Lasso.
Yeah, okay, you know what I'm talking about. So listen, so if this Lasso won, he was going to kick Julian Assange out. He was going to kick him out.
Oh, okay.
So this whole election was riding on the fact that if the conservative guy won, WikiLeaks was in deep shit. Well,
Yeah.
luckily,
Moreno won.
yeah, he won, and now the guy gets to stay in. It's fucking crazy as shit because he keeps dropping these like CIA bombs and like to keep showing that the CIA can cover their tracks and make it look like anybody else did it, and still nobody cares.
People don't have they can't, you have to, I think most people have to, like, it's like money. We all have to make believe that this system makes sense.
Right.
Like somebody just invented that things are worth things, and it's like, okay, well, you need a carrot to dangle in front of people's face so they do work. So people have to have boundaries on what's real, like what's possible. Like if and there's people like, I mean, if you talk about 9/11 with some people, like I was on Jimmy Pardo's podcast, and I don't think he likes me anymore because of what I was saying.
Oh, really?
Well, he lost it like when I was like, just show me one dead body on the lawn of the Pentagon. Show me plane wreckage. And I know they just released some like new doctored photos, but I still don't see
No, they're
like
not even-
where's where are the 250 seats?
Yeah.
Where's all the luggage?
Yeah.
Where's you're telling me that
Scalaro,
like,
Brian Scalaro, I had to
there's-
walk away. I go, listen, I really like you. We're friends. This is
Yeah.
obviously too emotional for you.
Yeah.
I don't want to affect
it's
our friendship.
rationality to me. Like I'm not even trying to argue with you. I'm just saying like use your common sense. Like, okay, show me a video of a plane hitting the Pentagon and I'll shut up. Like
Yeah.
there are enough video cameras trained on that building. Why, if it's for national security purposes, then why didn't they lock down the fucking planes hitting the towers?
And why were those planes allowed to
Exactly.
just
Well, that's
fly
the thing.
around for
Yeah, yeah.
hours?
Yeah, there's
when the
pla-
rule is if it diverts by more than 2 degrees,
Jets are scrambled.
Jets are scrambling.
Right. No, nothing was followed that day. But you bring that up to some people and are like, oh, okay, you're one of those. Like Jimmy Pardo just like, he's like, you're a fucking psycho. Like he was angry. And I don't have anything against
Well, we
Jimmy.
talked about this here. It goes with the pedo game. We'll get into some of that, too, is about how
But as people can't, because if they allow that to be remotely possible, then everything else comes crashing down.
Well,
And-
because what they do is they internalize to themselves. They take their feelings of how they would react to people they don't know.
Right.
And they just transmit them or project them onto them. Like a friend of mine with Pedogate, he's like, my wife sends emails about pizza all the time. She's not talking. It's like, it's
Search
not
the
the
word.
same thing.
Everybody go to your Gmail right now.
We'll get it. Hold on.
Search
I
the
wanna
word
get
pizza.
We'll get into it.
See how many times you've emailed someone about pizza.
Yeah. Okay. So this is something we've talked about on the show right now. Right now, China, Russia, and Iran are making a big move to create basically their own banking system that will be based upon the gold standard and get off of the U.S. dollar.
Well, it looks like we're going to war with China, Russia, and Iran soon.
100%. And that's really what Syria is all about. Nobody
That's what
wants to talk-
every war has been about.
Banking
that
wars.
They don't have a central bank
Yep.
owned by the Rothschilds.
These three countries do not. I thought China had a central. I saw a central bank of China, but I don't think they do have it. And I know Iran doesn't it. And that's the whole thing about Iran.
Well,
It
that
just-
was that Gaddafi guy. That was the whole reason we
Oh
went in
yeah,
and fucked with him
Gaddafi,
again.
Saddam. They all wanted to get off the U.S.
Petrodollar,
dollar,
yeah.
the petrodollar, and that's what Syria's all about. It's literally our economy versus Russia's economy.
Yeah.
So
Well, Russia's scary, man, because they can, that's-
China's scary, dude. Their military is supposedly as big as ours now.
They're military, but they can't. I think their nuclear capability. I mean, Russia can destroy the United States with nukes. China, I don't think they have quite as many. I think they can still hit us, though.
Ryan, did you listen to the Higher Side chats where Greg had a guy on and they talked about how this one company that we had talked about, either DynCorp or someone like that, had projected the U.S. population in 2025 was going to be 66 million?
Yep.
Do you remember that? Do you remember what company it was?
I think it was DynCorp.
Yeah.
They're the security agency that guards all like the world's leaders. They're above Blackwater. They're above the CIA. I mean, you just type that into your Google search too. You're gonna.
Yeah, they project our
On a list.
population at 66 million.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we're not saying anything bad's happened. We're just saying this. So,
Everybody's going to move to Canada.
dude, it's going to be crazy. So, anyways, I've been telling people this since the election, that this whole Syrian war is all about what's going on right now. They're trying to make a move against the U.S. dollar. So it's going to be our economy versus Russia's economy. So, and the final thing I want to get into real quick is this happened in February, but for some reason it's come up again, and it kind of gets into your Pedigate thing. Is the FBI raided
Not my Pedigate.
it's like it's your football team.
Yeah, I'm on a fantasy molester team. Oh, great! I got Podesta. Fucking A. I'm gonna have a good season. I got the Podesta brothers. I'm going to the championships this year.
Pick. I got the first pick. The FBI raided Strongville base international adoption agency, and they shut down for child trafficking. And this was a big thing with, when John Sessions was going to get in, or is it Jeff Sessions was going to get in, he was going to start going after all these pedos. Now, here's what's happening with the pedo gate. And you're like, why isn't something happening? I know it's died down. Well, the word is it's basically the NYPD versus the
Department of Justice.
the FBI.
Yeah.
The FBI is dragging their foot. The NYPD has Anthony Weiner's computer.
Right.
And it has everything on it.
And he had that file that was called life insurance or something.
Yeah. So this is a whole thing about so you get all these liberals who aren't going to talk about, pedogate and all that stuff. Well, this came out in 2013 and it just started making the rounds again. So here's this video real quick. So this is NBC for all you guys who need the Alphabet Network. Hold on. What's going on here? How come it's not playing?
It's no sound.
Oh,
yeah, your computer doesn't
fuck.
seem to be plugged into anything.
Fuck a duck. Here we go. All right, so here we go. So this is it. You're killing me. What's going on?
No, wait, you have that muted there. On the screen,
got
it's
it?
muted. Look, your YouTube's muted.
Where is it muted?
On the YouTube.
Oh, fuck.
Allegedly to protect.
Here we go.
Serious allegations this morning facing the State Department.
That's right. According to internal State Department memos, the agency might have called off or intervened in investigation into possibly illegal and inappropriate behavior within its ranks, allegedly to protect jobs and avoid scandals. This concerns the time that Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State. We want to get right to NBC's chief White House correspondent Chuck Todd with the latest. Chuck, good morning to you.
Good morning, Savannah. There's an old saying in Washington that the cover-up is worse than the crime. But in this case, both parts of it are disturbing. Allegations of prostitution and pedophilia, and allegations that those crimes were somehow covered up or not looked into. So the State Department this morning is having to respond to those claims and those investigations of misconduct by State Department officials, including by an ambassador and security agents attached to then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. And the allegations are that these investigations were whitewashed, quashed altogether, and that those orders came from high up.
NBC News has obtained documents related to ongoing.
That's basically it, dude. And it's just like,
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. There's your NBCs, your ABCs that you need. And this happened in 2013, ma'am.
Yeah, so they were, it's been going on. Well, another thing that is odd, too. I mean, it's funny because people always use, kids like, well, what if my kid hears the Howard Stern say fuck? What if my kid sees a tit on accident on NYPD Blue?
Yeah.
And then there's, there is child trafficking that goes on. And during the whole Pizzagate thing, there was, I think it was in Denmark or... no, it wasn't Denmark. Where the hell was it? There was the biggest pedophile bust, child pornography ring busted in, I'm going to have to look it up because I want to have the right place. There was not a there were 1,500 people arrested in this child pornography ring. They took something like 400 terabytes of child pornography. And to put that into perspective, the Library of Congress is 600 terabytes.
Oh, my God.
And they locked up 1,500 people, politicians, lawyers, and there was not one report about that in the mainstream media. Let me find out where it was.
The weirdest thing is this, dude. The weirdest thing about this whole thing is, have you ever, in your life, ever seen the mainstream media actually do stories about how a sexual assault allegation is actually false? Maybe the only time I've ever seen that is when the Joe Palm Penn State stuff came out, and which later we found out he actually knew it was going on and didn't do anything. That's the only time.
Right.
Whenever we see something with a story, they're always like, oh, dude, this guy's an asshole. And they just run with the story, accuse everybody. And then at the end, on page 16, they apologize, found out that wasn't real or whatever. I've never seen once in my life 60 minutes running a story trying to tell you pedogate isn't real.
Norway, and it was 150 terabytes of child porn.
That's a fucking lot of. That's a lot of child porn.
Yeah, and that's so yeah, it was Norway.
It's
not
so
Denmark.
fucking weird. Like I sent you that thing about John McCain's campaign manager. Like
Yeah.
this happened before, and then
Yeah.
you actually looked at it. It's because he got rearrested.
Yeah,
It's like it's everywhere, dude. I'm gonna have a pedogate show where I have someone who's telling me that it's not real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have them on there, and I have all the shit to get into. So
I mean, if you don't think that these people who, you know, essentially want, you know, who want to control the world, if you don't think they're fucked up and that we need to keep tabs on them, like, that's what I don't get. Like, adults who think we need fucking leaders, like, you deserve whatever you get.
Yeah.
Like, you're a fucking 40-year-old man. You're like, who should I choose to be my leader this year? Like, you don't need a fucking leader. We need to do away with all these motherfuckers.
dude, we gotta get rid of. I mean, I love this.
Or at least
country
don't
where
have
it's like-
lifetime billionaires. Like, you know, that's the
I love
another
how-
problem too. You know, you got these Rockefellers and DuPonts and, you know, just all these cocksuckers who, it's like, what, your great-great-grandfather invented the railroad and like now you just get to control
everything.
the planet?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you.
The Rockefellers
Off with
getting
their heads.
shifted. I mean, dude, look at that. I mean, third world countries, dude. They get somebody gets corrupt. They go in there, they grab him, they string him from a tree, and he's dead.
Yeah.
They don't put up with that shit. We're just so brand new. That's why they love America. It's so controlled. It's so controlled. The stability, nobody gets pissed about unless they tell us to get pissed about something. Nobody gets pissed about anything. So we're gonna get into this, man. So I'm excited you're here. We've been working pretty hard on it. So here is this.
Yeah, I know about CERN.
You do?
Oh yeah. That's the Large Hadron Collider.
Do you know all the interests?
I mean, that's one that there's not. I mean, let me know what you have because I've gone
dude, I
down
love
that
that you know
path
this,
and
dude.
but haven't been able to find. Like, I just kind of find the same redundant kind of things about, like, you know, busting open the.
Hold on. We're gonna get into this,
Okay.
dude. We've done some research. So today we're gonna talk about. I know we're halfway through this, but it's fine. Today we're gonna get into CERN, dude. CERN. Basically, CERN. Where do you want to start? What do you want to start with, Ryan? Okay, CERN was basically started in 1954. It was put together by a bunch of European countries. It was called the Canceller European pour la Recherche Nucléaire, and I fucking butchered that. European Council for Nuclear Research. It was established in 1954. Now, where is it established? It's established in Geneva on the French-Swiss border. It's roughly about 500 yards underground, okay? Now, it started by 12 countries in Western Europe, and it now is up to 22. In 1991, it started something called the Enquire, which was used as a research for where researchers would share information research between each other, which basically became the World Wide Web. This is where the internet started. Was at CERN. Now, this is where it gets interesting, Ryan. So where is CERN located?
We're talking on an ancient, basically, back in the time in Roman times, it's a temple. It's a temple to Apollo. And Apollo was considered a gateway to the underworld. And so they built this underground research facility. And in 99, they carried out some, they're searching for dark matter in order to find
Hold on real quick.
Yeah.
It was ApolloCom in honor of Apollo, which is a gateway to the underworld. The location is mentioned in the Book of Revelations 9:11.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, dude. It's basically and this is the revelation. This is the scripture, and they had a king over them, which is the angel of bottomless pit, whose name in Hebrew means Abaddon, right, or the god of destruction. When John sees this vision of the fifth trumpet blowing, a vast horde of demonic horsemen is seen arising from the newly opened abyss. They are sent from the torrent that unfortunately inhabits that of earth, but not to kill them. to have them rule over them, called the king, blah, blah, blah. The angel of the abyss, whose name is both given in Hebrew and in Greek. In Hebrew is abandoned, and in Greek it's Apollyon. Both words mean destroyer. Now, this god, back in the Celtics' day, was Cyrenios?
Coronos.
Coronos, okay?
CERN.
CERN.
C-E-R-N.
It was a Celtic god of depiction of antlers of a stag and guarded underground. Later adopted by the who was it? Who adopted it?
So later it became the Greeks, which CERN.
Called Pan.
Yep.
The Christians later adopted this god and called him Satan.
Okay.
So now we got a lot of Satan shit going on.
So this creepy underground research facility just happens to be the same place where they talk about the bottomless pit being and opening.
Basically, in
So
religious
geographically, that's where they say that it is in the Bible, like where
The gateway to
Switzerland
hell.
Huh.
Yeah.
So that's like, yeah, maybe it's
It's a little fucked up.
yeah. Well, I feel like that's that one of the possibilities is that everything is in a loop. So maybe that's maybe this is what creates.
And that's
What?
what the word Geneva comes from, is Genesis. It's
Oh,
like the
okay.
beginning. So it's like,
Fucking nuts. It's
Well, and they
fuck-
have that statue of was it Shiva at the
yep, Shiva the Destroyer in the Hindu religion.
Well, it's like Kurnios is basically Satan, and they named it after Satan. Cernus is linked to several secret projects being carried out in the European Union and the European Transatlantic Commission. It is also reported in 1990 CERN proposed to carry out a quantum vortex experiments searching for solar anexia
Axons.
axons, okay? And basically they use this decommissioned magnet called solar axion telescopic antenna, which basically is Satan.
The acronym is Satan. That's what they referred to it.
It's fucking crazy, dude. One attempt to create a portal anchor happened in an area where is rumored to be an ancient stargate in Babylon, in Iraq. Even the top physicists at CERN, something may come through this dimension at the LCH. Out the door might come through something, or something might go through it, dude. So if you look at their logo,
yeah, it's 3 6s.
it's 3 6s. It's fucking Satanism.
Yeah, well, I mean, who knows what they're going. I mean, there's a lot of theories of what's going on down there. That there is some kind of a portal to another dimension. That they did with that Large Hadron Collider. That they did, create some dark matter. That I don't know the ins and outs of it, but like all the stuff that. Like the Bernstein Bears thing, where people were saying, "Oh, I remember it being spelled this way." And I remember it being spelled, but it's spelled this way. And there's a lot of people who think Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 80s, but he didn't. So the theory is
Is that the
that
Mandela effect?
the Mandela effect, yeah.
Which is what? Which is basically false?
Basically that we and I'm not going to be good at articulating
Oh,
this
well,
because
you're
I
on
don't
my
have
podcast. We don't need. You don't have to worry about that.
But basically, that whatever they're doing with that Large Hadron Collider, it kind of caused a shift where we kind of are like these two overlapping realities that are very similar, but some like things, but it's just off a little bit. Like people, because actually, here's another great example that Sally Field's speech, that famous speech where she says, "You like me, you really like me." She never said that. There's
What?
no video of her saying that. And everybody remembers that. You won't find it. I've done this with other people. She never said it. It's similar. And there's a handful. There's like, and then there's like this Sinbad Genie movie that people think that, and it seems like they're just confused with Kazam, but a lot of
totally
people think that this movie existed, and there's no record of it ever existing. The Bernstein Bears was like the first thing that caught my attention because I was like, oh yeah, I remember it being spelled differently. But the Sally Field thing, yeah, that was the most recent thing that I came across and like thought like, well, if I dig, if I watch the whole speech, she probably says it, but there's it just doesn't exist.
It's like a time slip that's created false memories
Yeah,
Hold on.
I
across
guess,
the board.
Yeah.
Hold on.
In 1984, Sally Fields delivered an iconic line during her Best Actress acceptance speech for an Academy Award. People have been repeating this line over and over for decades. However, the Sally Fields who said, "You like me, you really like me," existed in another reality. In this reality, we have a Sally Field who said, "You like me, right now, you like me."
And I can't deny the fact that you like me. Right now, you like me.
I guess this means you like me. You really like me.
You like me. You really like me.
You like me. You really like me.
You like me. You really
So these are just people.
You really like me.
Well, if the trannies are doing it, it's gotta be. Holy shit.
Yeah, so that's the quote. That's what she said was, "You like me right now, you like me." She never said, "You really like me." So, so that's, yeah, so I've been, but it really isn't, I mean, I don't know, maybe there is now. I haven't had as much time to take the laptop to bed and because I live with my girlfriend now, so.
Oh, you're not allowed to do this stuff?
Well, I mean, you can't, I mean, I guess I could stay up, I mean, really, my ritual was when I had my own place was when my girlfriend wasn't staying over, bring the laptop to bed and just start going down rabbit holes until I fell asleep or got fucking enraptured in something and was like, fuck, I'm going to be up until 5 o'clock now. But the CERN stuff, they're just, I haven't been able to find too much except for like the same things over and over.
Yeah,
like, I
like
haven't
the
been able
Satan, they use the Satan magnets. It's like fucking nuts, dude. And then there's a whole bunch of shit about sacrifices. Hold on one second. There's a whole bunch
I mean, the stuff happened throughout history, and the for people to believe that everything's cool now, and that there's horrible fucking shit going on around the globe, and to think that we're immune. I mean, who knows? I mean, yeah, maybe on paper it sounds crazy to think that, like, a few times a year there's a room full of powerful politicians, including ones and probably even like, in a room wearing fucking goat masks and doing chants and killing a fucking baby. Yeah, that sounds crazy. It's hard to accept. But it's not, I mean, it's not impossible.
It's not impossible when you compare it to what they do openly, which is, drone strike weddings.
Yeah.
you know.
Well, Obama doing his, like, when he wiped away that fake-ass tear after Sandy Hook, that same day he killed, like, 100 kids in fucking Syria. He bombed, like, 4 countries with drones that
100%.
day. So it's like, wait, so you're sad? Hold on, let me get this straight. What's the, so 30 kids here don't, 100 kids in the Middle East don't amount to...
It's unbelievable. And it just lets you know that, like, political correctness... And I really do believe this. They put certain people in politically we can't question them, or else we get called racist or sexist and stuff like that, But here, I just want to see this real quick. So this is something that just happened. Hold on one second.
Oh, I think this was a prank, though.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it was a bunch of scientists.
What the fuck?
I think this is fake. I've seen this. And what the video is, it's the Shiva statue at CERN. A bunch of people in robes come out.
Here, watch this, Aaron, and we'll see what you think, dude. So basically, it's at CERN, outside in, let's say, the lobby. What is this area? The patio area. They have a giant statue, Shivas, which is the god of destruction. Yeah. This is the god of destruction. Around the Shiva's god is fire. So now they have this hot blonde who comes out who's in a nightie, which is nice. She lays down, and there's like 8 black figures around her. And the guy hands some dude something. This girl lays down, right? He's like, He walks up to the statue. He presents him with like, "Hey, everybody, look what I got." It's like when someone's it's like,
I mean, he's wearing shorts and
I got-
sneakers under
yeah.
the robe. That's like another thing that makes me think.
and then
it's
all of a sudden, it's just like, stab him.
Fuck. Shit.
So
And this
guy
guy's
just-
acting. Too.
You think
I
he's
mean,
acting?
I could smell bullshit from fucking 1,000 miles away.
You don't think this guy's a good actor?
No.
Where's he running to? That's it.
Yeah.
The Collider.
The Collider. It's watching you. So you don't like the human sacrifices?
I mean, I think that's a staged hoax. But I mean, all the other stuff added up is like, yeah. What I mean, they're trying to. I don't know, and that's the whole thing is like, there've been studies lately that but scientifically, it's been. I don't know, maybe not proven isn't the right word, but it's scientifically, it's just as likely that we are living in a simulation. Like that's just as good of an explanation for our reality than anything else.
Like, what are we getting? That's a whole nother episode. Where are we then? If
we're
this
just in a
simulation-
computer program. I mean, it's like this is just
What are
it's
we,
a computer
Sims?
simulation. I mean, I guess that's probably a good analogy for it. I mean, more like the Matrix or.
Like we're getting harvested.
Well, I mean, who knows? I mean, it's probably like it could be something that we that we can't understand. That we're just not really equipped to.
So this is a video done by the CERN people, okay? They put out this video, which is so weird. And it's basically a video. We don't want to play the music because we'll get flagged.
Oh.
But it's basically they're doing the Chavez dance of destruction at the CERN. It's so weird, man. It's just weird shit. It's like, why would you put this out? And the whole thing is like, it's all about destroying, dude. It's all about destroying atoms and seeing into different parallels. And it's just like, this dance is so fucking creepy. This guy's, it's like this weird Euro scientist. His clock is going crazy.
I mean, did they put this out though? Could this be another, hoax on you?
It's definitely
Because this is like this would be weird for them to
look at this. A bunch of
officially-
naked scientists. It's and then I don't know, like fucking Morgan Freeman right there. Morgan Freeman. Yeah, it's just a weird dance. It's just a weird dance of destruction, man. To be doing it at this lab, it's just a weird. It's obviously been done at it. I mean, there's a whole press that they said they could do this dance.
Yeah, I mean, this is getting ahead of. Yeah, I mean, it's like, who knows what's going on down there? But
Okay.
But in like we're talking about leaders and stuff. Like all these politicians are essentially they're our employees, and what really bugs me is that like if you want to get a job like as a cop or
Right.
even like at Home Depot, you have to
Yeah.
take like a drug test or a lie detector
Right,
test.
right.
I don't know why. Like, what law says that like we can't just fucking make Donald Rumsfeld and Dick Cheney and George Bush sit down and say, did you have prior knowledge or were you involved in 9/11? And see what like why can't we do that?
I don't know why we don't do that. Josh Wolf called me up today. He goes, when did we get to the point where politicians couldn't be questioned?
Oh yeah, well yeah, just where answers are like, well, I mean, it started. I mean, when they killed Kennedy, that was the beginning of the end. That was like he was the last decent guy. He was gonna. I mean, again, he was gonna dismantle the Federal Reserve. That's what got him killed.
Well, that's always what it is.
And he was the last decent guy who had the people's best interest. I mean, look up all his fucking speech. He gives a speech about secret societies and shit. After him, that's it. I mean, he had Johnson, who was just a piece of shit, Texas asshole, who was involved. He hated the Kennedys. He was involved in getting him killed, and then they killed his brother.
Oh, yeah, Lyndon B. Johnson's a scumbag.
And I mean, look at all through history. When is like Dick Cheney, a guy who started having heart attacks in his 30s,
Yes.
is going to live to be 100.
Because he keeps
Fucking
getting new heart attacks.
JFK, MLK, RFK, Gandhi, John Lennon. These guys don't fucking make it out of their 40s. When has a bad guy ever been? When has a lone nut ever picked up a gun and killed someone in the Bush family?
It's so
Never.
weird, right?
It's so all these crazy people in our society only kill good guys? That's the way it works?
Yeah, it's all trained. It's all that kind of MK culture, right?
Well, I mean, I do. That's the MK Ultra stuff is
Ultra,
interesting, and I do think that Sirhan, the guy who killed Robert Kennedy, I do think he was a victim of that. Maybe there's a magician. Fuck, it's an English guy. You'll have to figure it out. It's like an English. He makes people rob a bank. He hypnotizes them. I mean, it's all set up. Like it's not. They don't really go rob a bank, but he makes them do assassinations. He makes them rob a bank, and these are regular people, and he does it. He hypnotizes them, and then there's a, like a trigger, like a lady. It's like, okay, when you see a lady in a polka dot dress walk by, that's when you go to the mailbox, you get the gun, and you go and shoot that guy.
Damn.
Yeah, find. Darren Brown, that's his name.
Is that? Let's see if we got any videos of it.
Yeah. Darren, just put in Darren Brown in the search though. Up in the search, put Darren Brown.
Okay.
It'll make it easier than.
Assassinin?
Yeah, there you go. Experiments. That's the full episode.
Yeah, is there any like 2-minute ones that'll be hilarious?
Do that one on the. Oh well, that's 7 minutes on the end.
This one?
Well, I mean, it's an interview.
And it's important to realise that the things that often look amazing under hypnosis are actually very everyday things. Like, for example, they are. They don't necessarily mean
I
there's
don't know.
anything magical.
I thought he'd be talking
We'll look
about
it up,
but...
dude. We'll look it up. So
Yeah,
yeah, dude.
I mean, you could probably just skip ahead to the assassin and just watch it. No, not that interview. The right underneath, yeah,
This
the full
one?
episode, and just skip ahead to where the people, where they do it.
This is so.
I mean, towards the end, I'd say.
Oh, that's how he does it. Yeah, we'll find it.
How did you come across this guy?
I mean, one of those like taking the laptop to bed at night.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
You could probably turn the sound on. I don't think there's any like copyrighted music. Yeah,
Oh my
so
God,
the
this
guy
guy's
has
sitting
a.
with his chick. He just gets up with a red gun, goes up and shoots the guy. And he pulled the trigger. Oh my God, he killed him.
I mean, it's fake. But then what's interesting is, and this could all be put on too. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
everybody is,
Yeah.
fake on the
Well,
show.
there's definitely you can play mental fucking.
But there are, I mean, people can, yeah. But like, then this guy doesn't remember, and supposedly, like, so, they go through a bunch of things to hypnotize this guy, and then he makes this guy pull a gun out of a case and shoot another guy. I mean, it was a water pistol.
I want you to look at one more thing about this. This video is fucking nuts. This video is what happened above CERN. Look at this.
Oh, look at that. It's above the CERN place.
Yeah,
huh?
it's above CERN. If you go in, you also enter interdimensional portal over Geneva.
Do you have
Switzerland.
a video component of the podcast?
Yeah,
Do
this
people-
is all.
Oh, so people were like,
Yeah, they're
this-
watching
oh,
live.
They're watching this? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's live too. huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nope,
wow.
nobody's watching live, but he is videotaping.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't.
Look
we
at
don't
this,
stream
look at
live.
this, look at this. Boom. Watch this. It goes right up into it
Oh, yeah.
and gets in there, and then watch this. And it just disappears. It's so crazy, right? Aaron, you don't believe it?
How many likes does it have? This is a
It's gotten
up to
3,300.
9 down. $900. This is not scientific, right? But I won't. A lot of the videos, unless they don't have a lot of views, there's a 10% rule. If there's more than 10% dislikes over likes, like if it's really out of whack, if it's like 3,000 likes and 3,000 dislikes, generally it's a fake video. But
So this is what? This has 900.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe I mean.
That's around
It's
the
so
third-
easy to
a third
fake shit
dislikes.
now.
A third dislike, so you're
It's about a
against
third.
it.
Well, I mean, also people are stupid.
So this is the final thing. Dr. Edward Mantel, right? This guy basically worked there, went nuts, and they found him dead in his office. And he'd wiped all of his shit clean. Because he said he discovered what they were doing. He basically figured out what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And basically it's like, he said he saw the future. What was it? He saw the future?
His whole thing was that he died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound,
That
burned
happens
all
a
his
lot.
paper in his trash bin. He hadn't been taking any of his appointments, so they go check on him, and all that was left on his computer was one text file explaining, like, we're messing with stuff we shouldn't be, this and that. Where then CERN says that he never existed. There's no evidence of him on
And
the
it's-
internet. There's nothing on Wikipedia. Like,
It's crazy. He basically says that they created basically a rift in time, that something was created that came back and tried to cover up that CERN was even made, and that it's about 3 years, and that they saw the future, and what they created basically destroys Earth. And that's why he went nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he tried to destroy everything, because he saw the future, and this thing destroys the planet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that could be their goal. I mean, that could be.
And you have something about elongated head aliens.
oh man,
What's that?
That's a whole nother thing. Shit.
Yeah, you should stick to one top. How do you usually do this show? Is it always?
This is one topic.
Okay. Oh, CERN was the one topic that
Yeah,
we were talking
we
about.
just
Okay.
went longer on the other
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, yeah. I start getting wound up and sidetracking with
Yeah.
these things. So.
Yeah, so that was it, dude. That was it. That was our show. I love it.
Failed. The LHC at CERN is capable of far more than they tell the public. Two of the most impressive experiments that has taken place at CERN, we have found a way to look at people, places, and things much like looking in a mirror. We have decoded part of the mysteries of time travel. A person can jump, as they call it, to another person or object in time. We have also found out that we
Quantum leap.
can't stop something that has happened or will happen, only delay the event. Each delay pushes an event forward for 3 years. Don't ask me why 3 years. Everything happens ends. Threes. On April 29, 2016, the Large Hadron Collider was about to increase their power so high a high-energy collision inside the LHC would have created the first experimental evidence of Hawking radiation, the only radiation predicted to be emitted from a black hole's event horizon. 2 days later, a supermassive black hole formed. 3 days later, the Earth was gone. I saw this happen in the mirror experiments. I thought of my family, my friends, then I decided I needed to do something to save them. Earlier this year, a friend of the family gave me a grown offspring of Felicia the ferret, who is somewhat of a low-key celebrity in the physics community, was used to help physicists clean 300-foot pipes in particle accelerators at Fermilab, a particle physics laboratory in Illinois. Felicia. So my friends, if this worked, a headline should read, "The most powerful machine on Earth was just halted by a tiny weasel. You should have another 3 years."
So then now they just said they found a guy that said he was from the future there on April 1st.
Uh-huh.
And that they grabbed him, they threw him in a mental facility, and he disappeared. And they have no clue where he went.
Uh-huh.
So you're very skeptical of all this.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of, I know somebody who did people don't know it's a hoax, but there's some really popular videos like that about aliens and stuff that a friend of mine did just to fuck with people.
Yeah.
So it's, you got to maintain a certain amount of skepticism with, You know, it's like that computer voice too. Maybe I'm like, oh, that kind of makes it sound like.
Sounds like.
I mean, there's certain bells and whistles that people that I feel like they use to try and make their stuff sound more legitimate. I mean, that could be. I mean, I'm not. You know, I'd like to. You know, see other sources of that. I mean, you know, that if it's made it to that one YouTube video, there's got to be something else out there about this scientist, and you know, there's generally more than one source than a YouTube video.
Yeah. Boom. That was our show.
I'll look into them.
So Walsh, thanks for coming on. What else you got to push?
Just listen to the Bone Zone. Yeah, I mean, listen to the Bone Zone podcast on all things comedy.
How's that going?
Good, man. Doing a lot of crank calls. Having some good guests. It's fun. It's a funny podcast. After you listen to this one, tune into the Bone Zone for just like, you know, it's just it's a pretty original podcast, I think. It's the only comedy podcast where all we do is fuck around and laugh. There's no comedians talking about their feelings.
Right.
Like, we legitimately make crank phone calls.
How do you
and
do
just
that,
riff
though?
on.
How do you get away with making prank phone calls?
I mean,
Isn't there a rule against that?
You know, I mean, it depends where you call, and you know, it's like there are places, you know, the laws are, and if you call places that, like, you know, when you call your bank or Time Warner or something, and you get that recording saying calls may be recorded for, you could crank call anybody with that recording,
Yeah.
because they're saying your calls might be recorded. So you're like, oh, okay, great, they are, they definitely are. I can tell you right now. But you know, it's just. Yeah, I don't know. You know, legally, if somebody really wanted to try and bust our balls.
Right.
Actually, you should take that out. I don't want somebody to fucking...
How's Randy's Kickstarter going?
Good. Yeah, he's leaving like on Wednesday, so see how it goes. Yeah, go to Randy's... go to his Twitter account. I don't know he's got some kind of fun GoFundMe thing or Indiegogo. But yeah, he's going to go smoke weed in the four corners.
Of what?
The four corners where it's like Colorado.
Oh, really?
Utah, is it, or Idaho?
Yeah, Utah, New Mexico, Arizona.
And Arizona, yeah. And like weed's only legal in Colorado. So he's just going to stand in that corner and smoke weed, and I guess cops are going to come. I don't know. It's a thing he's been wanting to do for a while, so it's good he's finally doing it. But yeah, he has a Kickstarter.
Dreams. It's all about living your dreams.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Thanks, Walsh, for coming on.
Yeah, man, anytime.
Ryan, thanks for coming on. We'll do a Pedogate one sometimes when you got some time. And this has been Tinfoil Hat. We appreciate all the kind words. Tell your friends, and we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.